Hey, English 111, Miss Brewer here. We're looking at March 18th through the 24th, and I believe this is week 9 of our class. And since we don't have a full 16-week class, I think we have 14 weeks, 13 or 14 weeks, so we're definitely over halfway there, which is exciting. You guys should have uploaded your final drafts of your literary essays, and I am going to be working diligently to get those graded this week. Midterm grades for me are due on Thursday, so I want to make sure that I get those grades in so that you can see how that looks on for your midterm grades in WebAdvisor. If you choose to use it, it's up to you. So that's due for me Thursday, so I'll get those put in then. So my goal is to get your papers graded before Thursday, or by Thursday at the latest. So I've scheduled it out. I have papers coming from 4 English 11 classes online, and 1 English 111 classes online, and 1 English 112 class. All of you guys are turning in papers this week. And we have the play opening this weekend that I've been directing, so we have dress rehearsals all weekend, so I'm a crazy person, but I'll work on getting those in and done. So you'll get a lot of feedback on those, just so you guys know, and the way that I do the feedback is I embed it into the paper. So you'll only get a few comments on the side in the comment bar, and then I'll comment within the paper where I see issues. And the way that you access those comments is when you look at the submission after I've graded it, if you scroll all the way to the bottom of the page, it will say download annotated PDF or something to that effect, and that's how you see my comments, just so you know how to look that up. Use the comments for future papers. A note in regard to your first big essay in a college English class. This is English 111, so this is your first major essay for a college English class. Review the rubric and understand what an exemplary paper is. So a lot of times we turn in our papers and we're proud of ourselves for completing our work, and we're like, this is an A. All right, an A paper means that it's exemplary. It means that I would use it to show a class what a paper should be, okay? Very few mistakes, if any. Perfect format, perfect citations, perfect paragraph structure, thesis statement guiding every piece of evidence that's going through the paper. It is a top-notch exemplary paper, is an A paper. Understand that a B paper is still above average, okay? So it is still a fantastic paper, all right? A C paper means it's an average paper. Okay, it's not above and beyond. It meets the requirements, but there are mistakes, and it's an average paper. And there is no shame in receiving a C on a paper for our first college English paper. So I just like to temper people's expectations, because I'm grading these per the rubric, and there are high expectations for the papers. All right, lots of revision process and things of that nature. For this paper, I provide in-depth feedback within the paper where there are issues. So just prepare yourself to look at that, all right? If you want to know why you got a grade, please read those comments, okay? All right, so moving on to this week, we're jumping right into our next paper. Late start classes don't have the luxury of a break. So we are going to be doing a couple of things this week. You guys are going to do a topic selection activity. Your topic selection activity is to guide you to choose the argument paper topic that you're going to write on, okay? And it's due on Wednesday, so please pay attention to that due date. It's not a Sunday due date, it's a Wednesday due date. So you have a quick turnaround for that paper, for that assignment, okay? And what you're going to do, and you can either do this in the text box or you can do it in a Microsoft Word document and upload it. Either way is fine. But you need to actually write out all of these steps. Step 1, so you write step 1, and you list 5 topics that you find interesting. These are social issues that you can present an argument on, okay? And I tell you, abortion we will not do. and that's because one of the student examples is on that. We don't do gun control and we don't do immigration. So those are the 3 topics. They're not, you can't choose those, okay? Don't even list them. They're not ones that you can choose. But you can choose any other kind of social issue, okay? And there are tons to look at. So I might look at something within education. I might look at universal health care. I might look at, you know, think about like what political platforms people run on, right? And look at that. So list 5, and you can like, you know, Google some ideas if you need to, and list 5 that you would like to write about. Then what you're going to do is you're going to strike through the topic that you are the least interested in of those 5. One that you're like, it's okay, but you're not like excited about it. But then here's what's really important. You need to strike through the issue that you feel the most passionately about. So make sure you strike through that. That is not going to be something you want to pick for this paper. Why? Because that will lead you to write a biased paper. All right, even any of us, when we feel super passionately about something, it is difficult to remove ourselves from that topic. So least passionate, not doing it. Most passionate, not doing it. All right, you have 3 left, and you're going to search what's called procon.org and see if you can find your 3 topics there. Okay, if you can't find them, then strike through them. Okay, because they're probably not super pertinent or super popular right now. All right, if you find all 3 there, great, leave them on the list. Step 5, you need to go to the LRC. You need to go to the library database, go online, go to NC Live like we did for our second article search for our literary analysis essay. And you need to find articles on these topics. Unbiased, scholarly articles, all right? Make sure they're there because you're going to need them for the paper. So you don't want in a week to find, oh my God, I can't find any information on the topic I chose. This is stopping that from happening, all right? Anything you can't find, mark out if there's not enough there. So whatever you have left, you're going to journal about your remaining topics. You know, which topic do you choose? And I'm going to actually create an actual journal entry for that, okay? But you will write for your topic selection activity for number 6, you should tell me which topic you chose for your paper. And the reason that it's due on Wednesday is because that way I can check it this week and I can approve it this week while you're starting your research. So you will get an approval for your topics on Thursday. Just topic approved, good to go, all right? And it's a coursework grade for doing the topic selection activity, okay? After that, what you're going to do is you're going to research your topic. And you need to locate 5, is it 5? Let me pull up the details. 7 sources for your paper. That means 7 articles. Guess what? All of the sources have to come from the library databases, except you can have Procon be 1 source. So you can use procon.org, but it counts as 1 source. So you need 6 articles from the database on your topic, okay? And you're going to write that your final paper is going to be 1,250 to 1,500 words, okay? But before we write the paper, we're going to do an annotated bibliography. And that is something that you're going to be working on next week. So you have 2 weeks to research and write your annotated bibliography. It's a good amount of time. All right, and I have some lessons here on annotated bibliographies. So essentially what an annotated bibliography is a works cited page, okay? It's your full citations, just like a works cited. It's alphabetical order, hanging indentations, everything that's the same as the works cited. But after each citation, you have an annotation for that article. And what an annotation is a brief paragraph that talks about what that article is. So you need to read the articles before you can do your annotated bibliography, which is why the annotated bibliography is not due until Sunday the 31st of March, okay? Because you need that much time to read your 6 articles, 7 if you choose to not to use Procon. So make sure that your annotation does 3 things. Your annotation should summarize the source, your annotation should evaluate its credibility, and your annotation should identify how it will be used in the essay, without saying it will be used in my essay, because we do not use personal pronouns when we do academic formal writing, and this is an academic formal writing piece. So 3 things an annotated bibliography does. This will be on your final exam. It summarizes, it evaluates, and it identifies. Summarize, evaluate, identify. Remember that. It's going to be on your exam. Summarizes the article, evaluates its credibility, and identifies how it will be used for the paper. That's what you're going to be doing in your annotated bibliography. You need to use formal writing, no personal pronouns, contractions, do not directly address the reader, so on and so forth. These are things that are listed in the annotated bibliography written lesson online, okay? There are links available for you, and I have a student example that's going to be available for you too as well, okay? I have a PowerPoint on annotated bibliographies. It is your responsibility to go through that slideshow so you understand what an annotated bibliography is, what an annotated bibliography does, how it should look, and what the requirements are for this assignment. So make sure you do that. I give you a student example of an annotated bibliography. So make sure that you review that, okay? This was an annotated bibliography from my class. The student got an A. So you guys are not required to include a citation and a quote in your annotations. For this class, I did require them to include a quote from their source. You are more than welcome to do so if you want to. You do not have to, okay? But this is a great example because it shows you the annotated bibliography and it shows you how we cite sources as well. So it's kind of a review there. All right, so that was from my class, I think last spring, okay? And then I have a link here for you to the library databases page so you can find your articles, okay? You're going to write your journal. Your journal will be due this week, Sunday night, okay? Remember that journals are your attendance for the course. So make sure you complete your journal and you do that Sunday night, because that's how I'm marking you as present. You miss 2 weeks and you get withdrawn from the course, so don't put yourself in that situation. Next week, you'll have a subject-verb agreement lesson, and then you'll spend the remainder of the week doing the same thing you're doing this week, researching and writing the annotated bibliography. Your annotated bibliography is not due until March 31st, okay? So you have technically 2 weeks to turn in this assignment. This is taking the place of your thesis and outline, okay, in the grade for your argument paper. So you will not be writing a formal MLA thesis and outline for your argument. You still need to outline the paper, which I'll talk about in 2 weeks, but you don't turn that into me formally, okay, as a grade. This is a 50-point assignment that goes within that 25% argument paper category, okay, and it's the first of those grades, so of those major grades, okay? So make sure that you get it done on time, and you get it done correctly. You have 2 weeks to work on the writing of this, but in those 2 weeks, you should be researching articles and reading them. When you read them, highlight, annotate, whatever you need to do, because you're using those articles to write your paper. If you guys have any questions, make sure that you shoot me an email. Very busy for me this week. You do have the extra credit opportunity to attend that play if you choose to. Tickets are only on sale until March 20th at noon. After that, you can't get one. It is in no way required for this course, so don't feel like you have to spend money for the course. You need to do the coursework. That's how you do well. This is just an extra credit opportunity if you choose to attend. So don't feel like you need to do it. No, there are no alternative extra credits. I don't usually even offer extra credit. I have tons of grading to do to begin with, so I don't do extra grading for extra credit, okay? The original credit for the course will be fine for you to do well in the course, okay? But if you want to get a little nudge or something like that, I'm certainly going to acknowledge if you come out and participate in fun activities that the college offers. Okay, any questions, guys? Shoot me an email, and I hope you have a great, productive week researching, and you go through all the things for annotated bibliographies and start working on that. And I will check in with you next week.